Dear seeker, pause for a moment and look at your own life. One part of you longs for something higher, peace that does not break, love that does not exhaust, a meaning deeper than salaries, social approval, or fleeting pleasure. And yet, another part of you is tightly woven into the world, relationships that need your time, responsibilities that demand your energy, desires that rise uninvited, and expectations that refuse to wait. Somewhere between morning alarms and late-night scrolling, a quiet question begins to ache inside you. Can I truly walk a spiritual path without abandoning my family, my marriage, my ambitions, my ordinary human life? The world often gives you two extreme answers: either run away and renounce everything, or stay involved and accept that spirituality will remain shallow. This false choice creates guilt in the heart of the sincere seeker. When you pray, you feel you should be doing more for your family. When you serve your family, you feel you are drifting away from God. Slowly, spirituality begins to feel like a luxury meant only for monks, while ordinary people are told to manage somehow. But dear seeker, this conflict is not new, and it is not a failure in you. Long before our modern anxieties, there lived one who answered this question not with philosophy, but with his life. Sri Ramakrishna showed that the deepest renunciation does not always wear ochre robes, and the truest spirituality does not require escaping the world. He proved that one can live amid relationships, duties, and emotions, yet remain inwardly free, pure, and rooted in God. His life whispers a radical truth to the restless modern heart: you do not need to choose between love and liberation. There is a way to live fully in the world, yet belong completely to the divine. Dear seeker, this is not a story meant to impress you, it is a path meant to include you. Dear seeker, when the life of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is spoken of, many are puzzled by one simple fact: he was married. The mind immediately becomes restless and asks, how can a man devoted entirely to God also be a husband? This question arises because the world has taught us to see marriage and spirituality as opposing forces. Marriage, we are told, belongs to desire, possession, and attachment, while spirituality belongs to renunciation and withdrawal. But Ramakrishna's marriage gently shatters this narrow understanding. He married Sarada Devi, not to satisfy personal longing, but because life itself had to become his teaching ground. In Sarada Devi, he did not see a body meant for enjoyment, he saw the living presence of the Divine Mother. His attitude was not symbolic or philosophical, it was lived reality. Where ordinary vision seeks pleasure, his vision rested in reverence. Where most relationships begin with expectation, his began with surrender. This does not mean he rejected her or neglected his duty, rather, he fulfilled it on a higher plane. He showed that marriage need not be ruled by craving, it can be ruled by sanctity. Dear seeker, this is crucial for you to understand. Ramakrishna did not escape marriage to prove holiness, nor did he indulge in it to justify weakness. He transformed it. His life teaches that spirituality does not demand the destruction of relationships, but the purification of intention. When love is freed from demand, it becomes worship. When companionship is freed from possession, it becomes service. Through his marriage, Ramakrishna silently answered millions of seekers across time: you do not have to abandon life to find God, you have to see life through God. This is not an impossible ideal, it is a gentle invitation to raise the quality of how you love. Dear seeker, let us now look closely at how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa lived with purity, because here lies a truth that many modern seekers quietly struggle with. When people hear the word purity, they often imagine repression, fear, or a forced denial of natural human impulses. But Ramakrishna showed something entirely different. For him, purity was not about tightening the fist of control, it was about keeping the mind so clear that desire could not take root. He understood that the real battlefield is not the outer life, but the inner space of thought and imagination. One may appear disciplined outwardly and yet remain restless inside. Ramakrishna therefore guarded the mind with great tenderness and alertness, knowing that what the mind dwells on slowly becomes its master. He taught that purity begins with attention, what you repeatedly look at, think about, and emotionally feed. Instead of suppressing emotions violently, he redirected them. When longing arose, he lifted it toward God. When love stirred, he purified it through reverence. This is why he could live among people without being inwardly disturbed by attraction or aversion. His vision transformed perception itself. He trained the mind to see women not as objects of desire, but as manifestations of the Divine Mother. This was not moral preaching, it was a spiritual discipline that reshaped consciousness. Dear seeker, understand this deeply. Purity is not the absence of feeling, but the absence of inner disorder. A pure mind is not dull, it is luminous, sensitive, and peaceful. Ramakrishna's life teaches that you do not conquer desire by hating it, you transcend it by outgrowing it. When the heart tastes a higher joy, lower cravings naturally loosen their grip. Purity, then, is freedom, the freedom to love without being enslaved, to live without being pulled apart from within. This is not a path for saints alone, it is a gentle training for any sincere seeker who wishes to live in the world without losing inner clarity. Dear seeker, now we arrive at the quiet center of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life, inner renunciation. This is where his teaching becomes most relevant to those who live in the world, surrounded by work, family, noise, and endless obligations. Outer renunciation is visible and dramatic. One leaves home, wears simple clothes, and reduces possessions. But Ramakrishna showed that such outer signs are meaningless if the mind remains crowded with craving, fear, and attachment. True renunciation, he taught, happens inwardly. You may live in a house, earn money, raise children, and still remain free, if the heart is not bound. His famous guidance was simple yet piercing: keep your hands in the work of the world, but let your mind rest in God. This means performing every duty sincerely, without laziness or escape, while inwardly remembering that nothing truly belongs to me. Relationships, achievements, and even suffering are not possessions, they are responsibilities entrusted to you for a time. Ramakrishna compared worldly life to water surrounding a boat. The boat can move safely as long as water stays outside, but the moment water enters, the boat begins to sink. In the same way, you may live fully in the world, but the world must not flood your inner space. Inner renunciation does not mean emotional withdrawal or cold detachment. It means loving without clinging, serving without ego, and acting without inner restlessness. Dear seeker, this is a living practice, not a single decision. Each day you gently remind the mind where its true shelter lies. You offer success and failure alike at the feet of the divine. Over time, something subtle happens, the weight inside you lightens. Life continues, duties remain, but the heart is no longer strangled by ownership. This is the freedom Ramakrishna lived and taught, not the freedom of escape, but the freedom of belonging inwardly only to God while walking calmly through the world. Dear seeker, one of the most misunderstood teachings associated with Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is the idea of desirelessness, and because of this misunderstanding many sincere hearts feel afraid of spirituality. They imagine that to be spiritual means to become dry, lifeless, indifferent to beauty, love, joy, and the simple sweetness of living. But Ramakrishna never taught the rejection of life, he taught freedom within life. Desirelessness, as he lived it, was not the killing of joy, but the end of inner compulsion. There is a vast difference between enjoying something and being enslaved by it. The enslaved heart says, I must have this to be happy, and when it does not get it, it burns with restlessness. The free heart says, this is pleasant, and I am grateful, yet remains peaceful even if it passes away. Ramakrishna's life showed that when desire is purified, it no longer binds, it becomes a gentle appreciation instead of a desperate hunger. He could enjoy music, stories, laughter, and simple comforts, but none of these ruled his inner state. His happiness did not depend on their presence. Dear seeker, desirelessness does not mean pushing life away, it means no longer demanding that life complete you. When love is mixed with expectation, it turns into tension. When love is mixed with surrender, it becomes expansive and calm. Ramakrishna taught that you do not need to fight desire like an enemy. Fighting often strengthens what you resist. Instead, he showed that desire naturally loosens its grip when the heart tastes something deeper, peace, devotion, and inner fullness. This is why spirituality is not a loss, but a gain. You do not become less human, you become more whole. You can still love your family, enjoy your work, and appreciate beauty, but without fear of loss, gnawing at your peace. Dear seeker, this is the great reassurance his life offers. Freedom is not found by rejecting life, but by no longer being chained to it from within. Dear seeker, let us now bring all this down from ideals into something you can quietly live, because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa never taught spirituality as a theory meant only to be admired. His concern was always practical transformation, how a restless human being can slowly become inwardly free while living an ordinary life. He would say, in essence, do not burden yourself with grand resolutions, begin with sincerity in small things. Start by giving God a definite place in your daily routine, even if it is brief. A few moments of honest remembrance, done consistently, soften the mind and remind you where your true shelter lies. Then, dear seeker, learn to treat your relationships as sacred responsibility rather than emotional ownership. When irritation, expectation, or disappointment arises, pause and ask yourself whether you are trying to control another soul or simply serve with clarity. This single shift, from possession to care, can dissolve much inner conflict. Keep at least one quiet discipline in your life, not to impress anyone, but to train the mind in self-restraint, reducing one indulgence, guarding one habit, or gently turning the mind away when it begins to wander unnecessarily. Such small acts build inner renunciation far more effectively than dramatic vows. Most importantly, learn the art of offering. Whether the day brings success or failure, praise or blame, whisper inwardly, this too is yours. This offering loosens the grip of ego and prevents both pride and despair from taking root. And when strong desire or emotional turbulence arises, do not panic or condemn yourself. Ramakrishna taught that forceful suppression only agitates the mind. Instead, slow down, remember God's name, shift your attention to something pure, and allow the wave to pass without feeding it. Dear seeker, this is how spirituality becomes livable, gentle, steady, and kind to the human condition. You are not asked to abandon life, only to anchor your heart elsewhere. Walk this path patiently. Even small steps, taken with sincerity, slowly reshape the inner world. This was Ramakrishna's quiet assurance: live in the world, do your duty fully, but let your deepest belonging remain with the divine. Dear seeker, as we come to the close of this reflection, let the life of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa settle in your heart not as an unreachable ideal, but as a living reassurance meant especially for you. His message is gentle yet firm: you are not disqualified from God because you live in the world. Your responsibilities do not stand in the way of liberation, only unconscious attachment does. You need not wait for a different life, a quieter time, or a dramatic renunciation to begin walking inward. The path opens exactly where you are standing. Each day, remember God in small, sincere ways. Do your work honestly, love your family with care rather than control, and protect one small inner space where silence and remembrance live. When you stumble, do not lose heart. Ramakrishna never demanded perfection, he asked for sincerity. He knew the human mind is restless, and so he taught patience with oneself. Let spirituality make you softer, not harsher. Let it give you steadiness, not fear. Over time, you will notice a subtle shift. Life will still move, problems will still arise, but something within you will remain less shaken, less desperate, more anchored. This is the quiet miracle of inner renunciation. Dear seeker, you are allowed to live fully and seek deeply at the same time. You are allowed to love without losing yourself and to serve without being consumed. Carry this truth with you: liberation is not somewhere else, it begins the moment you stop demanding fulfillment from the world and start resting inwardly in the divine. Walk gently, be patient with your heart, and trust that even an ordinary life, lived with remembrance and purity, can become a sacred path. Dear seeker, as we gently conclude, let this truth rest softly within you. The spiritual life is not reserved for caves, monasteries, or some distant future version of yourself. Through the life of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, you are being reminded that God can be approached right where you are, amid relationships, responsibilities, confusion, effort, and love. You do not need to escape your life to become spiritual, you are invited to refine how you live it. Every moment becomes sacred when remembrance enters it. Every relationship becomes lighter when possession gives way to reverence. Every duty becomes meaningful when it is offered instead of clung to. If you are a young adult feeling torn between ambition and inner peace, know that you are not lost. If you are married and quietly wondering whether spiritual depth is still possible for you, know that the path has not closed. If you are a sincere aspirant burdened by guilt, confusion, or inner conflict, know that gentleness, not self-condemnation, is the true sign of growth. Let this teaching walk with you after this video ends. Try one small step today, pause once, remember God, and loosen your grip just a little. That is enough to begin. If something in this reflection touched you, unsettled you, or clarified something you have been struggling with, I invite you to write it in the comments. Share one thought, one question, or one challenge you are facing on your path. Your words may help another silent seeker feel less alone. And tell me, dear seeker, what would you like to hear next? Would you like a deeper talk on relationships and spirituality, overcoming desire, handling guilt, or living devotion in modern life? Your responses guide what comes next. Until we meet again, walk gently, live sincerely, and keep your heart turned toward the divine. Jai Guru Dev.